Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today I got 3 stories. I don't know if I'm going to put them all out today on YouTube. I usually tend to break them up a little bit, but I'm going to put them back to back on Locals. So if you like long form content, that'll be over on Locals in one longer video, and then here on YouTube I'll chop them up a little bit. Jumping right into it, I did a story about this attorney that apparently left her husband, left her kids, all to get a shot with the bad boy, Mr. Depp. So she and Johnny, I guess, were kind of hooking up. She's a very successful lawyer. I think she represented, her team represented him over in the UK. And, he already's tired of her, which is no surprise. I mean, he's a very popular movie star with lots of money. And maybe after his last relationship, he's going to do the Leonardo DiCaprio, which is just kind of date and have some fun. And I wouldn't blame him. I'm always of the mind, if you're this guy, why would you ever settle down and get married, especially with the odds of a woman leaving you today? But she tossed her husband aside. She tossed her family aside. She chased after Johnny, and it's already done a month and a half later. They say Johnny Depp's fling with a lawyer who represented him at the AH trial fizzles out. Actor Johnny Depp, 59, was dating London lawyer Joelle Rich, 37. So let's see, that's a 22-year difference. A privately educated mother of 2. The pair were seen shooting each other tender glances during his court case this spring in Fairfax, Virginia, and Rich was spotted traveling to court with Johnny Depp by car. When the news of the liaison broke last month, it was said that they enjoyed off-the-scale chemistry. However, there was no sign of the actor when Rich attended a family wedding in Ibiza last weekend, and sources in New York believe that the relationship is fizzling out and may actually already be over. Now, again, she's not, for 37, she's not an unattractive woman, and, hey, maybe they did have a little bit of chemistry. But again, when you're Johnny Depp, how long are you going to keep a divorcing mother of 2 around when you have pretty much the globe at your fingertips? A Pale of Depp says, are they still an item? We are not talking about a normal couple here. It's not a big, stable, committed love affair, and I'm not sure that it ever was. I don't know if they're together in any way at this point. Certainly, I don't believe it is a serious romantic relationship or even an exclusive one. So Johnny's probably still out there having a little bit of fun. Good on him. The source added, firstly, he had just come out of a massive legal battle. Who would want to commit after that? It's been an extremely traumatic period for him. Secondly, he's Johnny Depp, and I don't think a standard committed relationship is going to be his thing. That's the smart move. London friends of Rich say her plans for divorce from husband Jonathan are still progressing. Well, there's no surprise there. I mean, if I had a wife and she's like, I'm leaving you and the kids because I got a shot at Johnny Depp, peace out. And then 2 months later, she came back and she's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, honey. I just, but it's falling apart and let's make what we have work. I'd still be like, hell no, we're still getting a divorce. So even if, now I'm not saying that she wants to, but that's not happening. They say Joelle and Jonathan have 2 children and live together in an Australian $2.6 million house in North London. They were married in 2011, so it lasted 11 years. Since the trial in which Depp sued Heard over the article she wrote for the Washington Post, the actor has spent a few months in France making the French language film. Yeah, okay, whatever. He wrapped back up last month. Rich remains a partner in the UK law firm Schillings and is said to earn $445,000 a year. So when you make that kind of money and your husband's well off and you've got a big mansion, I can't see her chasing after Johnny because of his fortune. However, and maybe she does. I mean, it's not to say that she wouldn't want to move from a guy that makes $1 million a year to a guy that makes, I don't know, $30 million a year or whatever. But more than likely, it's the bad boy status. It's the name. It's the popularity, even though he's 22 years older. She met Depp in 2018 when the company was hired to sue the Sun for libel. He lost his libel action, but the tables were turned in the U.S. It ended with humiliation for Heard, and Law Society guidelines state that a relationship between a solicitor and client is acceptable as long as there's no conflict of interest. No suggestion that such a conflict existed in this case. Here's what I wonder, though. Here's what I wonder is if the roles were reversed and a husband left his wife and children to chase after a hot little Hollywood actress something, would they be excoriated in the media? Yes, probably so. He would be called a lech and all these other awful things. And then would the courts, or would the, I don't know, whatever attorney association they have in Australia, would they then go after him for leaving his family to chase after a Hollywood actress? I kind of think they would, knowing how Australia was. I mean, is it a bit of a double standard? Yeah, I'd say so. But we see this time and time and time again. And women, when women are interviewed, many times they'll say, "Oh, I want a guy that's funny. I want a guy that's interesting. I want a guy that is popular or has social presence," right? But everything that they talk about, it still never really steps up and covers what they actually mean, which is, in this case, name recognition, popularity, money. All those things are a driver. So women will say one thing and they constantly do the other, because let's face it, she's already with somebody that, I mean, they have money if they're in a $2.6 million Australian home. I don't know what that is with today's inflation, but $2 million home? She's already with a very successful guy. She's got kids with him. Why is it that she just bow out? It's simple. It's because it's Johnny Depp. It's the bad boy. He's the musician. He's the rock star. He travels all over the world. And to have the opportunity to be with a guy like that, women just can't resist it, time after time after time. All right, I'm going to keep this one short because there's not a whole lot to it. But, hey, you know what? She left her man, and what else is new? But for those of you on Locals, I'm going to jump over and do a dating profile of the day. If you guys are not on Locals, join us over there. Great community. We just had a movie night where we did They Live, and we also did Blazing Saddles. And then we ended up doing, what else we do? We did John Wick, and then we did something after Wick. What was it? I don't know. The whole point was I was getting super chats for drinking. So needless to say, as the evening went on, I ended up forgetting more and more of it. So join us over there if you guys want to have fun.